lots of ideas. Let me tell you about some of them. Cue intro music. Okay, so I've been thinking about chamfered dovetails recently. So the interesting thing about chamfered dovetails is that they constrain 5 of the 6 degrees of freedom. So there are 3 degrees of rotation. So rotation in the pitch, yaw, and roll. So that's roll, pitch, and yaw. So the chamfered dovetail constrains all of these different motions in both of the directions. There's also constraints on 2 of the degrees of translation, with partial constraints on the third. So right, we can translate in the x positive and x negative. We can translate in the y, y positive and y negative. We can also translate in the z. So depending on your coordinate system, z positive, z negative. So a chamfered dovetail can constrain all but z positive. So as the chamfered dovetails nest into one another, they stop each other because a chamfered dovetail is basically a trapezoid, and you can have a trapezoid on one side, and then you can have a trapezoid on the other side. So if you add a chamfer to that nested dovetail, then it allows for the top trapezoid to be slightly larger than the bottom trapezoid on both the receiver and on the connector. So when you slide the receiver into the connector, then it is really in there and doesn't move too bad. So chamfered dovetails have so many different applications. Recently I've been doing some 3D printing, and using chamfered dovetails could allow you to create these massive mosaic pieces that are essentially as large as you would want them to be. And with a good 3D printer, if you have tolerances between 10 and 20 thousandths, the chamfered dovetails will actually nest so tightly into each other that you have to get them out with a hammer. So it's a really strong and tight connection, and opens up a lot of possibilities for creation beyond the size of your print bed. So one of the big constraints that we have in 3D printing is the print size. Most print beds are not beyond 10 inches by 10 inches by 10 inches. But if you have a good, solid, strong way to connect things, then you can get beyond that. So chamfered dovetails have been used in woodworking for a pretty long time. Specifically, dovetails have been used as a way to connect furniture. But to do this is incredibly difficult. It's generally requires a lot of skill, a lot of special tools, and is also very labor intensive to get all the tolerances right. But as the maker community expands, and as we get more high precision machines that are available for CNC woodcutting, this could be an excellent application of CNC woodcutting. If you have the precision in the z-axis to cut layers and to create the chamfer, then that allows you to create these incredibly useful features that allow you to connect things together. So we can imagine having flat pack furniture, where the flat pack furniture just slides together, and then boom, it's connected. Maybe you give it a few whacks with a hammer and get it really tight. Maybe there's a single screw that goes through the center of the dovetail to connect the connector and the receiver. This would make it so that flat pack furniture, one, would be so much easier to put together, faster to put together, but also would allow you to reliably and safely take that flat pack furniture back apart and to then store it, or move it. So many times I've seen flat pack furniture not taken apart, and because it's not that strong, it gets broken during the move. So anyway, what do you think? What are the applications that we might have with chamfered dovetails? What would a future look like where chamfered dovetails are common? I think that there's a lot of possibilities that we could find with this one. So, great. Have a good day.